Okay, welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, and we're doing a weekend wrap up. So, joining us, our favorite guy in the world, Jason Cameron. How's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
It's going well. It's going good. It was a good weekend. Sunday was exceptionally hot, but at the same time, I've been waiting for good weather to come for a long time. It is now here. It's now officially here.
Yeah, you were asking for it last podcast. You were like, "Come on, summer, we need you. Hurry up, hurry up!" And now I'm hearing so many people complaining that it's too hot. Is it too hot?
Well, you know what? It's getting there. I'm not going to complain too much, but like just as long as we don't have those days that we had last summer where it was like 40 degrees out, that was torturous. That's too hot.
Yeah. That heat dome was horrible, and we don't need that again. Well, you remember last year what my biggest suggestion was to cool yourself off?
No, I should remember this, but I don't remember this. What was your suggestion again?
Frozen underwear.
Right, of course, because that's genius on your part. Because you wet it and you throw it into the freezer. Hopefully it's clean. Yeah, clean would be better. And then put it on.
Clean is definitely a lot better. Yeah, I recommend pulling it out of the dryer and putting it right in.
Yeah, well, that's come on. Okay, so have you actually tried that? Did it actually work? It could work.
No, I have no. But fans, just having a lot of girls just fanning me, that's a good thing, having lots of I recommend that.
Yeah, no, I'd second that. I'm right behind you on that. That's a great suggestion. Great.
Misters, just having constant mist flowing over you. You can always go for, the traditional air conditioner or fan. Do you have a fan blowing on you as we speak?
Yeah, again, not very smart on my part. I could have set that up earlier. I did not. So now I just get to suffer. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I took advantage of the great weather and made it a really good weekend. Went to a couple block parties yesterday they were really great. The first one we went to, it's located on Main between 5th and 6th. There's an old motel there called the City Center Motel. You know the place?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that classic old motel. Well, they decided to turn it. I guess the city, I think, bought it, and they decided to turn it into artist studios. Every single hotel room is now taken over by an artist, and they make jewelry or have different kinds of paintings or photography or whatever, all different types of artists, and they sell their wares out of each hotel room. And they decided to have a huge party there. They got a DJ and had a big dance floor set up. They had people playing ping pong, serving drinks, and it was pretty awesome. It was really cool.
That sounds very awesome, and that sounds fantastic. How did you hear about the event?
I think on the Daily Hive. You ever check out that site?
No, but continue.
Yeah, Daily Hive Vancouver. Usually they put 10 to 15 fun things to do this weekend, and they'll list a bunch of events. And I've been going there for years. Used to use the Georgia Strait quite a bit, but Georgia Strait doesn't really have a lot of content anymore. It's quite a thin paper now. But Daily Hive, I fully recommend it. Gave us lots of plans of things to do. We ended up going and seeing the BC Lions game as well on Saturday, and I had kind of forgot that they were playing this weekend, and then I got reminded by that and went. And did you hear any results from that game?
No, but was it another scoring extravaganza on the Lions part?
Yeah.
Okay.
First game, they won 59-15, absolute smoker, and played incredible. This game, they won 44-3. The BC Lions quarterback, he's a Canadian kid out of Victoria, 24 years old. And he set a CFL record. CFL's been around like 100 years. CFL record for the most yardage ever thrown by a Canadian quarterback, 436 yards through the air.
So I guess this year we're literally an offensive juggernaut. We cannot be stopped. That's awesome.
We've outscored our two opponents 103-18. Defense is awesome. Offense is just prolific. The guy was 39 for 45, 4 touchdowns, 436 yards. And he was criticizing himself. He said, a couple of those passes that I didn't complete, I should have. It was my fault, and I was a little critical about his performance. But the record that he beat goes back to 1981 by a guy named Jerry DiTilio. He had 427 yards, and this kid's come in and just blown everybody away. The crowd was a bit disappointing. Definitely a huge step down from that opening game, but maybe the word starts getting out that this team is pretty awesome right now, and hopefully they can start getting a lot more people in there.
Well, yeah, for sure. Hopefully that will happen because especially if they keep blowing teams out like this. Yeah, I think the noise will spread soon and people will start to pay more attention to the Lions.
Everybody loves a winner, right? So, once a team starts winning, people start jumping on the bandwagon and wanting to be there. So, hopefully they can keep it up. Their next game's Thursday, Ottawa, 4:30 kickoff our time. Their next home game is Saturday, July 9th. An early start, but they play the 2-time Grey Cup winning champion Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So we'll see if they can beat Ottawa, go in 3-0. Maybe that gives them a lot of confidence. I don't know, if Winnipeg's been able to keep that team totally together, guys that have won the cup, but that should be a big test for them anyway.
Oh, that'll be a huge test for them, and then they'll have a good idea of where they're at, for the beginning of the season at least.
Speaking of 2-time champions, we just witnessed the Tampa Bay Lightning going in to try to get their 3rd straight Stanley Cup, coming up against the favored Colorado Avalanche. And last night we heard this amazing call. Check this out. I'm going to play something really cool.
10 seconds now. Forecheck here from Cale Makar. It's all the way at the other end of the ice. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's over. They did it. They did it. The job is done. The Colorado Avalanche are Stanley Cup champions. And they will lift Lord Stanley a mile high.
And Tampa Bay is still barking at their referee. It's over, pal.
They're pouring off the bench. Colorado has defeated Tampa in 6 games to claim their 3rd cup. Ladies and gentlemen, the cup is coming back to Colorado. Unlike their namesake, they have ascended to the peak of professional hockey, and like their namesake, they have taken out every single thing in their path. Final score in Game 6 of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final, Colorado 2 and the Tampa Bay Lightning 1. 10 seconds.
Pretty cool. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. Really huge victory. 21-year cup drought there. They were the worst team in hockey 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. and they were able to start getting a lot of top draft picks. Burnaby, Joe Sakic, their general manager, assembled this team, and yeah, they get to win the cup. Pretty exciting, pretty cool. Big news, obviously, here in Canada. It's such a hockey nation. But the cup is coming to Burnaby with Burnaby Joe, and it's also going to your hometown, Abbotsford.
Oh, okay. Who from the Avalanche is from Abbotsford?
His name is Devin Taves. He's a defenseman that plays with the MVP, Cale Makar. They're a defensive pair. And yeah, Abbotsford kid gets to bring it back. Hopefully get a chance. Hopefully you'll be out there when they bring it. It'd be nice to see the cup up and close. Maybe you'll get a picture with it.
Well, that would be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, congratulations to Colorado Avalanche. They proved it for this season. They said, like, it came out being the best team, and then they won it. Yeah. And also too, congratulations to Joe Sakic, more importantly, because he built that team through the draft. Yeah. He just did it the right way, and he took his time. He did not hurry the process. Because now, if you look at that team, like going ahead, they could be like the Tampa Bay Lightnings and have their own little dynasty now for the next couple of years, because they're that good.
No, yeah, if they can keep most of that core together, it's tough in the salary cap era. Everybody starts asking for more money, and you have to try to juggle the pieces around. But if they can keep that core together, yeah, we could see another dynasty just starting.
Yeah, like if they can do that, if they can keep those pieces, yeah, man, because they're really good, and it looks like they're set up to be really good for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of hockey, massive hockey news today in Vancouver. 3 Canuck players were inducted, former Canuck players were inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. The Sedin twins, who played their entire career here in Vancouver, and Roberto Luongo, former goalie of the Canucks, all inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame today, along with Daniel Alfredsson. Really great news. Nice to see 3 really great guys finally getting the honor of a lifetime.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's well deserved, honestly, and it's very cool to see that the 2 twins who started their career off the same team, same time, get into the Hall of Fame at the same time as well.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, I decided to send that off to you today. As soon as I heard the news, they said they were going to make the announcement right around noon, and they did. There was, some speculation. Nobody knew what was going to happen. It's hard for goalies to make it in. Not a lot of goalies do make it in their first year of eligibility, but Roberto Luongo, he played the 4th most games NHL history, and has an amazing amount of incredible talent there. I don't know if is that playing again? Let's see. Can you hear something in the background?
I did. I do not anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Oh.
Yeah, now I'm hearing something.
No, I'm definitely hearing something. No, I'm not.
Hey, let me just see here. How am I going to how do I get rid of that?
Drafted together in 1999, Hendrick and Daniel went on to play 17 seasons.
They're talking. We got the twins up here, but
yeah,
I'm not seeing the deal. So how am I going to stop it?
Luongo with an illustrious 19-year career that included 2 Olympic golds and 2 goals. He finished with 489 4th most all time. Daniel Alfredsson gets in on his 5th year of eligibility. The
1990. They're saying it here in the background.
Yeah, I know. No, I hear it.
Okay, I stopped it. Nice. Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, let me read some of the statistics for some of the guys here. Daniel, he had 393 goals in his career, which was tops in the franchise for the Canucks. 648 assists for 1,041 points altogether, which was second in franchise history. 1,306 career regular season games, another 25 goals and 46 assists in 102 playoff games. In 2010, 2011, he led the NHL in points during the season, and he earned the Ted Lindsay Award given out by the players for the best player in the NHL that season. Henrik was the Canucks captain from 2010 to 2018. He scored a total of 240 goals, 830 assists, which was the most in the franchise's history, 1,070 points, which is also franchise leader, 1,330 career games, 23 goals and 55 assists in 105 playoff games. He won the Art Ross Trophy and the Hart Memorial Trophy as the league MVP in 2009, 2010. And he got that season, he got 83 assists in 82 games with 29 goals thrown in there. Two amazing guys, still involved in the Canucks franchise, trying to help them get back to respectability. They also helped win gold for Sweden at the 2006 Olympics in Italy. Roberto Luongo had his best years in Vancouver. The native of Montreal spent eight seasons with the Canucks, posted a record of 252, 137, and 50 with a 2.36 goals against average and a 919 save percentage with 38 shutouts. He was originally drafted by the Islanders, traded to the Panthers, played 5 years in Florida, was dealt to Vancouver, went back to Florida and played his last 9 seasons in Florida. He had a 489 wins, 392 losses, and 124 overtime losses, 2.52 goals against average, 77 shutouts over 19 seasons, 1,044 games. And Daniel Alfredsson, an 18-year career in the NHL, 17 with the Ottawa Senators, and he had 426 goals, 682 assists over 1,178 career games. He won the top rookie in 95-96, and he spent his last year with Detroit, but always will be known playing in our nation's capital in Ottawa. He captained Ottawa from 2000 to 2013, won Olympic gold in 2006, led the Senators to the Stanley Cup final in 2007, where they fell to the Anaheim Ducks. And so great news here in Vancouver. Awesome to see the Sedin twins and Luongo finally getting the highest honor that can be given to a hockey player.
Oh yeah, it's great. Again, well deserved, and it couldn't have happened to nicer folk actually to get into that Hockey Hall of Fame. The numbers speak for themselves. Yeah,
totally. Yeah, amazing. Very incredible. Lots of fun. I wanted to show you one thing that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you heard about the base brawl. Did you hear about it?
The base brawl?
Yeah, there was a incredible brawl in the major leagues we haven't seen in probably over a decade. Did you see any of the footage from that?
No, but I'm imagining it was a complete bench clearing brawl. Like was it old school, like 80s? Like guys was going after each other?
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Seattle Mariners, LA Angels, very big rivalry. They had a few things happen the game before, and then it boiled over. And let's check out a little footage. It's pretty awesome. And we see it. Are you? Nope, can't see it. No, I'm not gonna be able to show it. Oh man, I'll post some links on the website. Crazy. One of the guys gets hit. He starts yelling a little bit at the pitcher, and then somebody starts really yelling at him from the dugout, and he turns and looks, and then he charges. The umpire's trying to hold him back. He goes in, he starts throwing. a few other players start going, and then it just escalates into both teams right by the Angels dugout, just going on and on and on. And it went on for like 18 minutes. I think it was crazy. It was and nuts. And yeah, I don't see it here. I can't share it with everyone, but as I said, I'll post the link up, and please check it out. Pretty wild. I'm not a big proponent of extra violence, but this one was pretty wild. Pretty fun to check it out.
Well, yeah, of course, you don't want to see that, but when it does happen, it's it's still a form of entertainment, and hopefully nobody got seriously injured. It didn't sound like it did, but and it's just kind of shocking because we haven't seen anything like that for quite some time. Nothing on that level.
No, not at all. Yeah. We came out of the BC Lions game, and there was an event happening at Rogers Arena too. So it was really, really busy down there. And I didn't know what was happening, so I looked it up, and Bill Burr was there doing some comedy. And yeah, he's a great comedian. Have you seen much of his stuff recently?
I have seen some of his stuff, and he's excellent. He's one of the best to do comedy. Like he's just that good. He's that good.
It was one of those have your phone away events. They put it in a case and seal it, and you're not able to get it out until the end of the show. I'm not a super big fan. I guess it's something that's coming though. We had it for Chris Rock. He's done it. I keep hearing it happening for other events too. What are your thoughts about it?
I get it. And it's literally, they do these things to protect their livelihood so that once they do their set of their new material, they don't see it on YouTube the next day. Yeah. Because then once they see it on YouTube, it's like, well, why would I go see it? I just watch it on that. I'm good. Yeah. Right.
I get it. Yeah, I guess it's something that we're gonna have to deal with. Just the thing that was really tough was just the lineup to actually get somebody to physically pull it out of there and remove it. Yeah, it was a lengthy process and not fun. Speaking of comedy, we went to comedy on Friday night. Fully recommend going to that theater in New Westminster. Great fun. We went and saw a show a little while ago. We ended up getting 2 free tickets because we spent a lot of money there. We utilized those tickets, and now we've won another set of tickets, got another set of tickets. So it's turned out I think we bought and paid for 1 or 2 tickets, and we've been able to go to 3 or 4 shows ever since. So it's been really, really great.
Oh, that's a great deal. That's a fantastic deal, and it's always fun knowing that you have something to look forward to during the summer, during the summer days, and having something fun to do.
No, it's really fun. Yeah, super, super fun. Okay, we're going to switch to the UFC. It is International Fight Week in Las Vegas. There are massive amounts of events down there. I'm jealous of the people that are there. I've been to Fight Week on a few occasions, and it is absolutely amazing. Pretty much every mixed martial artist on the UFC roster ends up being there, giving you an opportunity to meet them, take pictures, get autographs, just rub shoulders with them. You get to see so many different events going on the entire week. The biggest event, obviously, this week is UFC 276, but also the Hall of Fame inductions happening on Thursday, and that's something that I'm really, really looking forward to. We get to see Khabib Nurmagomedov, Daniel Cormier. We get to see some phenomenal. I just can't wait for the speeches from these guys talking about the incredible career. That's something that, I'm just counting the days down till Thursday.
It's going to be great. It's always a great event when they put that on. And like when you mention guys like DC, Daniel Cormier, and Nurmagomedov, like these are guys that are certainly deserving to be amongst the best of the best in the Hall of Fame, because they are the best of the best, and they proved that in their fighting career.
Yeah. There's 2 Forrest Griffin Community Awards given out. Max Holloway gets one and Giga Chikadze get the other. These are for amazing amounts of charitable contributions done in their local communities. It's great to see these fighters being able to give back and help out their local community. And in the fight wing, a fight that I got to see live in Toronto a few years back, Cub Swanson and Du Hoi Choi. That was a banger of a fight. If you've never seen it, anybody that's listening or watching, do yourself a favor and go check it out. One of my favorite fights of all time to see live, and it's definitely earned a place in the Hall of Fame, and rightly so. It was great fight.
Absolutely epic is the word that I would use for that fight. Both men basically just went all out in that fight. They left it all on the line that night.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, can't wait. So well, we've got UFC 276. We'll do a little preview of it at the end of this, but let's talk about this fight night that happened this past weekend in Vegas. It was Arman Tsarukyan against Mateusz Gamrot, a lightweight battle. Two guys trying to break into that top 10 of the lightweight rankings. Right now, the lightweight does not have a champion, as Charles Oliveira was stripped of his belt because of failing to make weight in his last fight. I'm going to just tell you the murderer's row of guys that are in this top 10, and we'll see if one of these guys slips into this top 10 with the victory here. Charles Oliveira is number 1 ranked, Poirier 2, Justin Gaethje 3, Islam Makhachev 4, Michael Chandler, Benil Dariush, Rafael Dos Anjos, Conor McGregor, Tony Ferguson, and Rafael Fiziev round out the top 10. So in this fight, I thought this was one of the best matchups stylistically, where these guys were even matched. One of the best first rounds of two guys that were so evenly matched, but they just gave us a really great fight to start with. Tsarukyan really came out well in those first 2 rounds, but the comeback by Mateusz Gamrot was phenomenal. He ended up winning the last 3 rounds on the judges' scorecards, and kind of surprised a lot of people and was able to pull out the victory.
Yeah, because I had it the same way that you had it, where I thought Tsarukyan was definitely taking control in the first 2 rounds with the body kicks that he was definitely actually landed throughout the entirety of that fight. And then the fact that once they went into their scrambles, those were some of the craziest, most technical scrambles I've ever seen between 2 guys of that level. They were so high level that none of them could keep each other down.
Yeah, but, awesome.
It was fantastic, but Gamrot clearly started to press on the gas and start putting on more pressure from the 3rd round on.
Yeah.
And that was literally, I thought, was the difference in the fight, was that one guy actually started to exercise his will more, possibly had a little bit more in the tank to give, and he pushed Tsarukyan more. He started to impose his will as the fight went on and started to get the better of him in those grappling exchanges.
Yeah, it was a fight of the night. They both got 50K, and great to see the Polish fighters, getting a victory. We saw Joanna Jędrzejczyk just retire after another loss. Jan Blachowicz lost his belt over this past year. Those are the only 3 Polish fighters that we have on the UFC roster right now. So really good for Polish MMA to get a big victory in a main event and have a guy now getting into the top 10 again.
Yeah, it's huge victory for the fans of like the Polish fighters out there and stuff. And Gamrot, Gamrot's that good. He still only lost 1 fight, right? Like people forget about that. And then also too, just now for him, or both of these men, that may eventually jump up in the top 10. That's probably one of the hardest top 10s to crack.
Crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. It's bonkers.
Yeah. These are, 10 of the best fighters on the UFC roster, and they're all in one division. It's it's crazy. And I just thought I should list off the top 10 because, man, you want to be in that top 10, but look at the guys that you're going to have to face trying to move up the ranks.
Oh, there's no easy fights. Not one of those people in the top 10 are easy fights. Everybody's just like, well, I fight that guy. That's a war. That's a war. Okay. They're all wars.
Yeah.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.
It's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the scrambles like that. It was incredible. Just the will to stay on their feet. A guy would get, shoot his shot and get the guy down, but then immediately just the reversal and twist and turn, back up, back down, up again. Just the scrambles were amazing, and two super highly skilled guys that just really brought it. And I love this fight.
It was a fantastic fight. Like it was one of those ones that's a pleasure to watch because it's so high level. And then again, I was impressed with Tsarukyan's takedown defense and his flexibility. Whenever Gamrot would try to do like the high lift with his leg, his balance was impeccable, man.
Yeah.
It was very hard to get him down. He finally did it in the later rounds, but that's only when he got tired.
Yeah, you really can't single leg these guys. Man, their balance was just phenomenal. And I would love to have that kind of balance. I wish I would have trained a lot harder and got that, because it was fun to see. Gamrot is American top team disciple. Man, is this team just starting to become just so elite. Both Sanford MMA and ATT are just bringing in so many amazing fighters, card after card after card. I'm just seeing their corners, the same guys marching out and bringing. I don't know what's happening in Florida, but I would say the two best teams in mixed martial arts right now, maybe outside of City Kickboxing in New Zealand, these three are just the cream of the crop in fight camps in the world.
Yeah, I think there might be something in the water in Florida, because they're just cranking out like contenders, champions. They're doing well. They're doing something right to get these guys up to a certain level, which is championship level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. This fight, as I said, was just so evenly matched. The matchmakers really got two guys that could put on a 5-round amazing battle. Lots of this other card, I didn't find that. I thought the co-main event, Shavkat Rakhmonov, was a big step above Neil Magny. To me, it wasn't even close. Shavkat got a $50K bonus for his buzzer beater submission. Damn, like, wouldn't you be just so mad when you saw that there was 2 seconds left on the clock? Like, couldn't he lasted 2 more seconds and got himself another round? Like, I heard his corner yelling, counting it down, but he must have not heard it, because he tapped at 4:58 of the round and lost.
I was actually surprised that Rakhmonov went for it, because I'm sure he knew what the time was, and he knew, like, he literally went for that. I think he dove for that choke with 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
And so with him going for it at that, I'm like, I don't know if he can get that. But obviously he knew, because he knew that his technique was on point. And once he sunk it in, like, even Neil Magny, who's as tough as they come, he's as tough as they come.
No.
Couldn't hold on. He couldn't, like, literally that's where he was at. He could not hold on for 2 more seconds.
Yeah. That's the first fighter to ever submit Neil Magny, and 2 seconds from keeping that record perfect. That's insane. But yeah, it must have been tight. He must have realized he was going out if he didn't tap. But oh God, that's got to be just so tough for him and his camp and all his fans to realize, just 2 more seconds somehow it could have lasted, and he would have saw a 3rd round.
It's extremely frustrating, but once you're in the midst of it, it's easy to look back and say, I just should have held on for that much longer. But once you're in the midst of it and you're just like, no, I'm probably just going to go out. And then if the bell horns and I don't get up, then I still lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I wouldn't have tapped. No way. No, I wouldn't have tapped. No, I would have just went out on my shield, or I would have stood up and went for the third round. No way. Jesus didn't tap. I'm not tapping. It's not happening. I would have lasted in there. Neil Magny's tough as nails, but there's no way I was tapping to that one.
Okay, well, that's good that you wouldn't tap and you would just go out in your shield. And it's like, wake up the next day. It's like, no, he's still out. He's still out. He'll get up eventually.
Yeah, a few days later. Oh, what happened, guys? What happened there? Yeah, you've been out for days, man. You've been out for days.
Exactly. Don't want that to happen.
I kind of love this heavyweight fight. We got Josh Parisian, which is a way to describe somebody from Paris. He's an American guy that beat this Frenchman. He is lucky though. He was in a world of trouble in that first round, was given every opportunity to get out of it, and he did. And in that second round, man, he threw some big bombs, hit Alan Badeau, and was able to get the big KO win. Really good comeback on his part.
Oh, it was fantastic. I didn't think he was going to win. I thought Badeau was like literally very close to getting him out of there.
Yeah.
Parisian managed to hold on and then reverse the situation and finish with some excellent ground and pound at the end of the first round. And then from there, took that momentum into the second and was able to take him down and then just basically dominate him and then get him out of there with ground and pound.
Yeah. It was some vicious ground and pound, but he was beat up pretty bad in that first round, and he's lucky the ref didn't stop it. He got a $50K bonus for that. We've in the main event, co-main event, we've got 50Ks handed out. 50K in this one, which just preceded those two fights, and 50K in the next fight. Thiago Moises gets a submission victory over Christos Giagos. 50K was handed out, and all those top fighters, and yeah, they deserved it. This was a really big and quick submission victory.
Very quick submission victory. Excellent win for Moises, and just the way that he managed to get Giagos's back, managed to jump on it with the backpack, and just kept working to dig for like that rear naked choke, and then eventually got it, sunk it in, and then that's all she wrote. And it was quick.
Yeah, and he was able to get it with just the one arm, which was super impressive and very cool. So we've got Khabib's cousin here, undefeated, starting to just walk through guys and really looking. This was another poor matchup, just dominating performance. It was just rinse and repeat. We've talked about this a lot of times when these guys from Dagestan and these grapplers able to get guy down and just hold him down entire fight. Khabib was in there with him, and he's confident, as Khabib was growing, getting into the UFC and going on his 29-0 career record. Do you think we're looking at a champion in the future, also from the same family?
Possibly. I need to see more, and I need him to fight higher level competition as the time goes on, which is obviously he will.
Yeah.
But for this particular fight, yeah, he most certainly outclassed Manus in the grappling department. Manus had nothing for him, could not get up, he was pretty much neutralized on the ground. And once Nurmagomedov had that top pressure, he wasn't going anywhere. He just literally is not going anywhere. So
dominant. Yeah, it was just crazy. And great to see Khabib there. It looks like he is officially staying retired. There's been so many rumors, but he was staying retired, and they they did a nice tribute to him about his Hall of Fame induction coming this week. So yeah, those Dagestani guys and the Nurmagomedovs, yeah, really lethal grapplers. And yeah, look out. That whole bantamweight division, put on notice, this guy's coming. The fight that kicked off the main card was a middleweight battle. And this was an absolutely amazing performance by Chris Curtis with takedown defense. Rodolfo Vieira went at him 20 times to try to take him down and was unsuccessful all 20 times. Chris Curtis has to thank all his coaches that have taught him this takedown defense, because that was the reason why he won this fight. And man, was it impressive. I just hope that yeah, he's able to hand some of that check money to some of these guys that taught him that, because it was brilliant. It was amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. His takedown defense was just so on point against such a high level grappler, an amazingly high level grappler, and a dangerous dude. And Curtis had a great game plan, did his strikes mainly to the body to take away like the man's cardio in the later rounds, which has definitely paid him dividends.
Yeah,
because as the third round came around, very much sloppy. Like his shots were sloppy. He was tired. He was gassed. He kept trying, but Curtis didn't give him anything. They didn't give him anything. Very impressive.
Yeah, he apologized. He said he really didn't, you know, wasn't happy that he didn't get the finish, but he said, you know, having to defend those takedowns so much, I couldn't, you know, throw my kicks as much as I wanted. I couldn't, you know, get myself exposed. So his game plan worked out perfectly. Those body shots were just lethal, though. They really just started piling up, and you could see the impact that they had on Vieira. His gas tank was really down, depleted, and he just didn't have anything more in that third round to, you know, try to get the takedown after so many unsuccessful attempts, and putting all that effort into it. He was done. It was an amazing game plan by his team.
Yeah, it was an amazing game plan. And also too, Curtis was exceptionally patient with said game plan. He didn't go and dive back down on Vieira when he was just like laying on the mat. He didn't try any of that. He always said, get back up. So, and which also to demoralize Vieira, because now he's like, I can't actually take this guy down. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, it must have been just so brutal and so tough for him. Yeah. Just trying and not being successful at any of them. It must have been pretty rough. Okay, let's go to the prelims. Feature fight on the prelims was a big TKO, very quick early win by Carlos Ulberg. I was really impressed. Just was able to just get a huge left quick shot in there, dropped him, and then just a flurry of punches where Mark Smith had to step in and stop this fight. Wow, I thought he deserved $50K for that one. I was disappointed to see he wasn't put on that list, but yeah, really great performance.
Oh, it was a great performance, great win, and he took out a pretty tough guy very quickly. Super accurate punches, and I love the fact that it showed his team was in the crowd along with champ Israel Adesanya, cheering for his teammate and everything else. And I believe he was there too as well. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, all city kickboxing guys were there, getting ready for UFC 276 coming up, and yeah, that was really neat because he's new to this sport. He's only had a few fights coming in. That was his 8th fight of his MMA career, but yeah, you could tell how happy his teammates were. Volkanovski and Adesanya were quick to jump up and dance around and be really thrilled. And yeah, that city kickboxing, as I said earlier, one of the best camps in the world, and they've got this new guy that's coming up, and he'll be good in that light heavyweight division. He's so tall and powerful.
And he's got length.
Yeah.
He's got a crazy amount of length, and he's good at his distance, and obviously he's got power.
Yeah,
got plenty of power.
No, it was impressive. Yeah. Okay, talk about the featherweight fight between TJ Brown and Shea Yan. What'd you think about these guys?
Well, I thought that Norden
Becca, I think it is. Norden Becca, I think they say.
Becca. Thank you. So Norden Becca, I was impressed with his wrestling. I thought his grappling was good. I thought that's actually really what won him the fight at the end of the day. Because Brown was game, but his ground skills were just slightly lacking behind Norden Becca, and that's why Norden Becca won the fight.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a pretty great performance. He's really powerful, short guy that's very compact and tough as nails. His record is pretty impressive, like almost 50 MMA fights already, and had just coming into his own with the UFC. The Wolverine, love that nickname. He's from Sanford MMA. I mentioned them earlier. Henry Hooft and the guys out of Florida there. They just bringing in killers week after week after week, and I love that team. Hopefully get a chance to talk to some of those guys very soon. That is an awesome camp. Okay, what'd you think about the Sergey Morozov Howlin Paiva bantamweight battle that went to decision?
I thought Paiva was going to take it at first. He seemed to be landing the more damaging shots, the more powerful shots.
Yeah.
But Morozov just kept sticking around, and then finally in the second and third round, that's really when Morozov started to put in the work, so to speak, and he started to get ahead on the scorecards. I was very impressed with Morozov digging deep to get that win, because he got hurt a number of times, I thought, in the first round.
Yeah, Paiva was landing some really big bombs and was able to just look to be the much better fighter in that first round, but a nice big comeback victory. And his grappling was what won him that fight, and he was able to grind out those next two rounds and get the decision win. Okay, what about Cody Durden and JP Bays? Another really quick KO. Durden, looked really tough and good in this one.
Oh, he looked fantastic. Again, he just jumped on Bays, hit him, powerful right, I think, that started it off, and then Bays was shaken and just kept hitting him. Combo punches, dropped him to the ground with the ground and pound finish. Very quick ending, unfortunately, for Bays, and a great win for Durden.
Yeah. One of 3 active South African fighters in the UFC will have to go back to the drawing board. Young Savage got savagely knocked out. Huge flurry of punches, and Mark Smith was in there also. He yelled out 50K, baby, and I thought he deserved that too, but didn't get it. He's had 9 first-round finishes, 7 in less than a minute and a half. So, and this is another ATT guy. I just keep getting example after example of these guys, and for some reason he just kept yelling, "I belong here! I belong here!" Just kept saying that over and over to everyone that would listen, and he definitely does.
Well, when you make your argument by knocking your opponent out as quickly as possible, you do belong.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Anything you want to say about the early prelims? Marco Batista got a quick submission victory over Brian Kelleher. Anything you want to say about those first 2 fights?
No, just about that one, about Marco Batista getting that quick submission victory over Kelleher. Very impressive. Was not expecting that. I actually was expecting more of a battle between those two, but for him to have done that to Kelleher, who's actually really good on the ground, I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Yeah, I was the same. So it was a fun card. Not quite the level that we had been used to the last 2 weeks, but It's going to be hard for many of these cards to live up to that. But UFC 276, Dana White's promising that this will be an amazing card, and I think he's right. I'm really excited about a lot of these matchups. Israel Adesanya, another title defense of his middleweight title against Jared Cannonier this time. Cannonier's been in with some of the top fighters in the division and has risen himself up to contender status. But does he have a chance here?
I'm going to say he has a chance because of the power that he has in his hands and in his legs. He's a very, very powerful striker. Here's the thing, though. Israel Adesanya has dealt with guys like that. He's dealt with powerful strikers, and he's made it look easy, especially when he fought Paulo Costa, who is almost looks like he shouldn't even be in that division at times or all the time. I still don't know how he does that. But that, you know what? I'll just say this. I think Adesanya wins, but I think Cannonier will make it interesting. I think there's going to be at points in the time where Adesanya is going to be very much threatened because he got hit with a big shot and he might have to retreat and recover for a second before he goes back in. But he's going to have to be ready for that, and I'm sure he's going to use his length to his advantage and try to keep Cannonier at the end of his punches and kicks.
Yeah, that's a good observation of it for sure. He called Paulo Costa an overinflated balloon animal, and that's a pretty good description of Costa. We all thought Costa's power would rear its ugly head, and if Adesanya got any of those big punches would connect with Adesanya, he'd be in trouble. But he's just that elite guy that just seems to know how to stay away from trouble. I love his nickname, the Last Style Bender. His style is unlike anybody that we currently see in the UFC, and I just see his championship reign going. Cannonier has that puncher's chance, sure, but I just don't think he's on that same level.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Like I said, I think his best chance, Cannonier's chance, is to rely on said power and catch him with something. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for Jared.
Yeah. Okay, what about the co-main? We've got a trilogy fight. We don't see often trilogy fights where one fighter's won the first two, but this was title fights between Alexander Volkanovski, the current featherweight champion, and the former champ Max Holloway, who's had an extremely decorated and amazing career. The second fight was a split decision victory by Volkanovski, and Holloway has been talking for the past couple weeks saying he won that fight. He thinks he won both fights, but he said, I definitely won that fight. UFC 251, that was held July 12th, 2020 in Abu Dhabi. And the first fight they had was UFC 245, unanimous decision victory by Volkanovski. That was December 14th, 2019. That was when Holloway lost the UFC featherweight title. Since those two fights, Holloway has beat Kelvin Kattar and Yair Rodriguez, and gets the next shot here against Volkanovski. I'm actually really looking forward to these two. Holloway has had, as I said, an amazingly decorated career and has beat pretty much everybody you can name in this division, as well as the other divisions that he's fought in. But do you think there's chinks in the armor that Holloway can exploit this time and get a victory in the trilogy fight?
I think so. I think it goes for both ways. These guys are super familiar with each other now.
Yeah.
And I think the difference in this fight is going to be who brings new wrinkles into the formula when they get into the octagon, who brings something new to the table that maybe the other one hasn't seen, or something else that they've been working on to capitalize on, like a tendency that the other fighter has.
Yeah.
And that's the way I see it, because honestly, in the second fight, I still have Holloway winning that fight.
Okay.
I thought he actually won that fight. So this is one thing that you can guarantee. I'll probably be fight of the night, and it's going to be ultra competitive, and it's going to be super close, and it's probably going to go all 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, yeah, they've already faced each other for 50 minutes in the cage in 2 title fights. Here comes round 11. We're probably going to see, like you say, 15 rounds. Both guys are super tough, and this is a treat. As I said, very rarely do you get a trilogy fight when one fighter's won the first 2, but maybe because the UFC also thought Holloway won that second battle, they're giving him this opportunity to right that wrong and finally get his belt back.
Yeah, and I think it's well deserved, because like in that division, who else deserves the title fight more than Max Holloway? I don't think it's anybody. I think he's earned that right to fight him again. And so this is it. This is it, because if he loses this third one,
that's it.
I don't think there's going to be any more chances. That's it.
No, I think he would have to go back to a different division. But yeah, let's hope it's a banger like we expect it to be. Really looking forward to seeing Sean Strickland. He brings it. He's a kind of pretty crazy guy, but super tough. The Sean O'Malley Pedro Munoz fight should be fun. Disappointed to hear Lauren Murphy and Miesha Tate was canceled. Lauren Murphy contracted COVID and has dropped off the card. Any comments from any of the rest of the main card?
I'm actually looking forward to the Pereira Strickland fight, because Pereira is just such a decorated kickboxer, and Strickland loves to come forward and fight. I want to see how Strickland deals with a guy of Pereira's skills on his feet, because I don't know if Strickland is necessarily going to look for like the takedowns or anything. I think he feels confident in himself that he's just going to do the stand up with this guy. Yeah. And if he does, I'm curious to see how it ends, because Sean Strickland is very good, and so is Alex Pereira. So I think this is a very, very good stylistic, great matchup.
I love the matchup. Me too. Yeah, exactly. A lot of great fights on the card. The feature prelim, Brad Riddell, Jalen Turner should be great. Great to see Robbie Lawler back against another veteran, Brian Barberina. We've got, speaking of veterans, Donald Cerrone finally gets a fight again, as long as they stay healthy and nothing happens. Another big veteran, and Jim Miller. That'll be fun to see both these guys go at it.
No, it's always good seeing the vets go at it, and obviously we're going to be seeing still a lot more of Jim Miller, because didn't he say he wanted to get to 300?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 300. Yeah. 24 to go. Yeah, a couple years away at least. So yeah. Ian Gary's on the card, another great Irish guy that is a lot of fun. And then we go down to the early prelims. We got Uriah Hall against Andre Muniz. Uriah Hall on the early prelims, kind of surprising.
That is surprising. Well, actually, you know what? If you look at a couple of these people, Uriah Hall on the early prelims, surprising.
Brad Tavares. Yeah. Jessica I and Macy Barber,
yeah, and then even Brad Tavares. I remember back in the day, that guy used to be on main cards and stuff.
Yeah,
not anymore. But but it's full, it's stacked.
Yeah,
if you got people of this quality already on the early prelims, card stacked. It's gonna be great.
Super stacked, and it should be awesome. We've been really we've been treated to some amazing UFC action recently. This last card wasn't the best, but still had some fun fights. But 276, don't miss it, everybody. Get it, find it, and it will be great. Speaking of combat sports, have you heard the news of the latest athletes signing up for boxing? They're going to have a fight July the 30th between two NFL running backs who are currently free agents. Did you hear about this one?
No, I didn't. Okay, go for it.
AP is going to fight Le'Veon.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
So Adrian Peterson, 37 years old, former MVP of the NFL, number 5 all-time career in rushing yards. He only played 4 games last year for 2 different teams. He played with the Titans and the Seahawks. Obviously known, for his incredible run with the Vikings. And then Le'Veon Bell, 30 years old, only free agent. He only played 8 games last year, 5 with the Ravens, 3 with the Tampa Bay Bucks. His best years were with the Steelers. Then he got into a contract squabble and has really not been doing too much lately. Not sure if their NFL careers are over, but they've decided to get on one of these celebrity kind of boxing cards and show what they can do in the ring. Will you be tuning in?
Oh, I think I'll probably catch the highlights of that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, listen to the rest of the card. This is the main event.
Okay. All right.
YouTubers. Austin McBroom against and Isan Gibb. Do you know those guys? Are YouTubers? No.
No.
And then we've got co-main is Blueface against Nick Young. Do you know Blueface? He's a rapper.
No, but Nick Young is the basketball player, right?
Yeah, former NBA player. Yeah.
That guy can box. Okay, sure. All right.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
It's crazy how this is just happening. Month after month, we're just seeing all these guys saying, "Oh, okay, I might as well get some money doing something else. So I'll try boxing. Yeah, why not?"
I'm just amazed at the fact that it makes money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's making money because these guys are making money, right?
Yeah.
So, and the funny thing is, I'm not hearing the typical names that I would hear for something like this, because it's not like one of the brothers, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
that always put it on. None of them are on this card, which
No.
I'm super amazed at. But I have a feeling that maybe one of their companies is putting on this anyways. So
Yeah, it could be. It's happening in LA, July 30th. We'll see. I don't think I'll be paying for it, that's for sure, but I might try to take a stab at watching it just to see what type of shape both these two guys are in. It's crazy that Le'Veon Bell's career is over at 30 possibly in the NFL. He was with the Steelers just a few years ago, the best running back in the NFL at the time, and it just doesn't seem to be able to catch on with any team in the last few years, and could be that could be his career over. Maybe boxing maybe is in the cards for him.
Yeah, it's a new outlet, new possibility of earning money, which is boxing or boxing your friends. They might be friends. I don't know. We'll see. I think
this is an exhibition fight. I don't think it's actually going to count for the record. So we'll see. Speaking of that exhibition fight, Manny Pacquiao suffered a defeat in a amateur boxing fight over the weekend. Pretty crazy, pretty shocking. I don't know why he's even doing this. He decided to retire recently. I don't know why he's deciding to do these amateur fights, but yeah, suffered defeat in his 4th amateur fight recently.
Well, maybe that's the signal. Maybe that's it now for him, where it's like, okay, you lost an amateur fight now, man. An amateur fight. Maybe that's it. Maybe now it's time. You can officially say, no, I can call it quits.
He's done. Yeah, let's hope. Yeah, I hope so. It's kind of crazy, and we hate seeing some of these guys that just can't walk away. And you know, after usually you know, they leave after a bad defeat, but yeah, it just can compound on a guy, and he's got such a great life ahead of him. You know, he's made so much money, and he's got so much fame and notoriety in his home country, the Philippines. You know, I just wish nobody would sanction it and just tell him, you're done, you're over. Like, it's not happening anymore, please.
Yes, exactly. Or just, how about this? Just enjoy your retirement. You've earned it.
Yeah.
You really have. Like if you look at the grand scheme of how long you've been boxing, how long have you've been taking punches and punishment, that's well over 3 decades.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's end with some NBA talk. Last week we talked about Kyrie Irving deciding to walk away from the Brooklyn Nets and decline his $37 million deal extension. He wanted to look for another opportunity out there. No opportunities came up, and he's supposedly signing the deal and will remain a Brooklyn Net. As of just a couple of hours ago, we've heard that there wasn't any offers coming, so he's gonna take that lousy $37 million and probably play about a third of the games this coming year for Brooklyn.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly how he's going to do it. That's exactly how it's going to fall into place. The funny thing with Kyrie is, well, Kyrie's in his own world, and so I think he got hit with a real dose of reality. Got hit with it because he probably thought, this is what my market should be. Yeah, you know, I'm going to ignore the fact that I kind of play when I want to. I'm going to ignore all of that. Well, actually, the rest of the teams didn't ignore any of that. They looked at you, and as I've seen from many other analysts, and I've thought of it myself, do you really want to get into business with this guy? Do you really want to have him on your team, in your locker room, influencing, like, you know, the newer generation of guys coming in? Is that the role model that you want to have on your team?
Not at all.
Well,
not at all. No.
Yeah. For most teams, the answer was absolutely not. We're not going to offer you anything because we don't see any value in it. Thanks.
Forget it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it? No.
No.
Why?
No, it
Why?
doesn't.
Why would you? Why? Yeah. Why? Crazy. Yeah. So yeah. Well, so this probably solidifies that Kevin Durant will stay, and he'll try to make a go of it. I feel bad for Steve Nash and the circus that's going to be around this team this coming year. We'll see if Ben Simmons can finally play basketball after that fiasco last year. But yeah, I guess you know, his delusion of grandeur was just squashed this past week, and he realized, hey, I better sign this $37 million deal and not walk away from it. And he probably, yeah, it's gonna be, you know, the same kind of thing we've seen for the past 3-4 seasons with Kyrie. I don't see it being any better.
No, I definitely don't see it getting any better. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't, unless he makes a change. You know, like, unless there's like an ideological change in the way that he approaches the game, and then he makes the team and the game like something important to him in his life. Yeah. And it's not just an aside that he does. But I don't know if he's going to do that. And so far from all the years that we've seen for the past couple of years, that hasn't manifested. So I don't expect it to manifest this time around.
No, I doubt it. It doesn't seem like it. Okay, we had the NBA draft last Thursday, and the Orlando Magic were on the clock for the first overall pick for the third time in their, was it third? Yeah, fourth time in their illustrious, what am I talking about? In their sack history. And they shocked the world. They didn't pick who everybody wanted them to, who everybody said they should. Jabari Smith was that consensus guy, and they went for Paolo Banchero out of Duke. Is just another example of sort of mismanagement by Orlando, or is this guy gonna shock us and be the best player in this draft?
Oh, I don't know, man. Because like this draft actually had like a lot of really good players. Like it really did. Like this draft had a lot of good players. I will reserve judgment to see how he does in his first year. All right, that's what I'll say. I'll reserve judgment. I was surprised at the pick as well, because let's be honest, Banchero was going to go in the top 5 anyway, somewhere in there. He was going to go.
Sure.
But at the same time, I did not expect him to be picked number 1 overall by the Magic. I thought it was for sure going to be Jabari, but maybe they saw something in Banchero that they liked better, that fit with their culture or fit with their team a little bit more than whatever Jabari was going to give them. So
Maybe,
yeah, but at the same time, though, I would say this: the big winner in this draft, Oklahoma Thunder, by far. Oklahoma.
Nice. Yeah, they had so many picks. It was pretty phenomenal. I've never seen a draft with a organization just having so many picks, and they've got tons and tons and tons as the next few years happen. Great to see a couple Canadians picked early. The Indiana Pacers picked Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona, number 6 overall, and the Portland Trailblazers took Shaedon Sharp out of Kentucky. The 2 Canadians going so high was fantastic to see again.
Like I said, man, we're doing well with like our grassroots, how we're developing our players, our basketball players in this country, because we keep continually seeing the results with the Canadians going in the first round.
Yeah,
which is just it's awesome.
Yeah, it's super awesome, really great. The Pacers number 1 pick in the second round took Canadian Andrew Nembhard out of Gonzaga, and the Raptors picked 33rd overall Christian Koloko out of Arizona. Anything to mention about Christian Koloko?
Oh, Christian Koloko, wing player, nice player. I want to say that I think he's concentrates a little bit more on defense, on the defensive end of the ball. Good player, but they're going to have to develop him. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, and 32nd overall, right in the middle there, another Canadian, Caleb Houston. He was picked also by the Orlando Magic. He played for Michigan this past year. So out of Mississauga, another 19-year-old Canadian coming in there. Great to see 4 Canadians picked. And yeah, I think we're going to see some fantastic things. New York Knicks did pretty well in the draft, according to everybody's commentary after, but they are hell-bent on trying to get the point guard out of Dallas. And then Jalen Brunson, yeah. Jalen Brunson is the number 1 on their wish list. They're going to throw a ton of money at him. I hope Dallas keeps him, but do you think it'll be good for him, good for New York? Will it be a fit?
Well, they're not very good. Like the team, like they're not very good. Like, so if he does end up going to New York, he's definitely doing it for the money. He's doing that for his family. He's doing that for the setup. I get that.
Yeah.
But would he be more successful if he stayed in Dallas? I think that obviously that's an obvious. He would definitely be more successful if he stayed in Dallas. Maybe Dallas comes very close to something that the Knicks could offer him, or like something that he could stomach, where he just goes, I'd rather win than, continually lose with the Knicks. Maybe he stays. It'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do.
Yeah.
Either way, he's getting paid though.
Yeah. You mentioned him a lot this year, how he emerged and suddenly, especially when Luka was hurt, he would get the majority of the minutes, and he emerged as one of those small guys that really stepped up big, like a Fred VanVleet that finally got an opportunity and really showed how valuable he can be.
Yeah, exactly. He really did. He showed how valuable he is, and it's just, did all of that. I do want to go back though to like the OKC and the Thunder.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Just the fact that they took the most interesting dude in the draft, which is Chet Holmgren
Right.
I just think he brings a lot to the table, and he's got basketball smarts. He's got an incredible IQ for the game. Like, so, because I've heard him talk the game, he's a pretty smart dude. And then with the other two guys that they got in the 11th and 12th spot, which was Usman Ding and Jalen Williams, two very athletic wings, and especially Williams, who's a knockdown shooter, just like Chet Holmgren. And that's going to fit well within in their infrastructure of what they're trying to build in OKC.
Yeah. I've been impressed with OKC. They got a couple Canadians there, so I keep my tabs on them quite a lot, and they seem to be doing really great things, building through the draft and getting a lot of young talent. I'm impressed. Chet Holmgren, he definitely has to put on some weight. I don't know if he can. He says he tries. Everybody is, do you go to the gym? Do you eat? Like, what the hell's going on? You said it last week. He's one of the thinnest guys in NBA history. So he needs to put on some weight because some of those battles in the paint, he's not going to win too many of them.
No, he's not. He's going to have to rely on his length and his size, and his he's just going to have to be very smart about it. But again, he's going to have to live in the weight room. That's where he's going to have to really get that dialed in, get that figured out. And let's be honest here, if you got a staff of people that are in charge of making sure your multi-million-dollar athletes are in the prime condition that they need to be, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll figure out how to put that weight on them.
They sure should. Yeah. I think I'd be able to figure it out. And I don't have that kind of money. So it would be good for that team, for their fan base, and for everybody. He is a great shooter at his length. There's nobody going to be able to defend him on the outside. So I'm excited to see him play in the NBA, and hopefully they got a really brilliant pick there. Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see this kid's growth. I want to see how he develops, because again, like I've said before, he's so, you don't see coordination within a 7-footer like that. It's that's his coordination kind of, I'm not saying it's like him, but it kind of reminds me of Kevin Durant, just because of the fact that he's just that coordinated.
Sure.
For his size and everything else. I'm just shocked and impressed.
It's pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah, man. Well, that wraps up the weekend in sports and the week we just had. We're actually supposed to get a little bit of rain tomorrow, I heard. So that might throw a little bit of a damper on the hot weather we had. I might not have to do this frozen underwear trick. And we can get a little reprieve. And bring your fan out. Have your fan just blowing on you. It feels really nice. I fully recommend it. Doing it right now.
That's exactly what's going to happen. This is going to end. I'm going to say goodbye. Then I'm going to go get my fan, and then I'm just going to have it on me, maybe with an ice pack or something like that on my forehead. It's going to be
good. Okay, well, thanks for doing this in this extreme weather we're having. But all great as always, man. And I hope you have an awesome week ahead. Look forward to seeing you very soon.
Look forward to seeing you too, my friend. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll talk later.
Okay. Thanks, Jason. Cheers. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Okay. Yeah, this camera just really bugs me. It's, it just changes the tone so often. Lighting is so bad. Anyway, great episode as always. Thanks, Jason. That was fun. We got to cover a lot of great topics. And the summer has finally hit this part of the world. And there's no NBA, there's no NHL. NFL football is not around. We got some CFL football, and that's been fun. But I guess baseball's pretty much the only sport really locally that we're focusing in on too much now. And then I guess some MLS soccer and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the start of the dog days of summer. We're going to start talking a lot about other outdoor activities and things that we're going to get up to. But thanks so much for tuning in as always. And I do want to thank our partners and sponsors. I want to thank Anchor.fm, the easiest place to make a podcast. Fantastic at posting on multiple podcast platforms for us. Verbero, the hockey equipment and apparel company, industry leader in technology, performance, and value. And the V350 stick is a must-have for any hockey player in your family. I want to mention Pampas and Possibilities. If you want your home to get spruced up and look great for people to invite over, please contact them through our website. And Forever Living, the aloe vera company for health and beauty products. We appreciate their partnership and support. And go to our website. You can purchase products at very great discounted rates. So love you guys lots. Thanks for tuning in on a Monday, and hope you guys had an awesome weekend as well. Hope you got a great week ahead. Hopefully it's just a short, small rain tomorrow and get back to this beautiful weather. I'm not complaining. I love it. Bring on the heat, bring on the hot weather. I've been waiting for it so long for this summer, and it's finally here. I am thrilled. So anyway, love you guys lots, and we will talk to you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.